This is TWiT.
We now can donate our unused CPU cycles to help provide answers to COVID-19. It's a happy coincidence that just as the SETI project decided that it just had no longer any need for the raw signal processing number crunching that all of its users were doing, that a crucial new need for distributed computing at massive scale would arise, because our unused CPU cycles can now help to increase our understanding of the structure and function of the COVID-19 virus. It turns out that molecular modeling can be used to identify therapeutic drugs that might be of use in preventing the COVID-19 spike protein from binding to the ACE2 receptors of the cells in our lungs. In other words, our medical science and molecular modeling technology has progressed to the point that the field of computational biology is now a thing. And it, oh baby, is it compute intensive. But it's possible to run simulations entirely using very sophisticated math to predict the 3D molecular shape and thus the interactions between biological compounds. Wikipedia has a terrific and up-to-the-date intro that even mentions about folding at home, which is even mentioning COVID-19. They said folding at home, and that's foldingathome.org for those of you who don't want to wait, is a distributed computing project for performing molecular dynamics simulations of protein dynamics. Its initial focus was on protein folding, but has shifted more to biomedical problems such as Alzheimer's disease, cancer, COVID-19, and Ebola. The project uses the idle processing resources of personal computers owned by volunteers who've installed the software on their systems. Folding at Home is currently based at the Washington University in St. Louis School of Medicine under the directorship of Dr. Greg Bowman. The project was started by the Pand Laboratory at Stanford University under the direction of Professor Vijay Pand, who led the project until 2019. Since 2019, Folding at Home has been led by Dr. Greg Bowman, who is a former student of Dr. Pand. They wrote, the project has pioneered the utilization of CPUs, GPUs, PlayStation 3s, message passing interface used for computing on multi-core processors, and some Sony Xperia smartphones. Okay, don't do that. For distributed computing and scientific research. The project uses statistical simulation methodology that is a paradigm shift from traditional computing methods. As part of the client-server model network architecture, the volunteered machines each receive pieces of a simulation, work units, complete them, and return them to the project's database servers, where the units are compiled into an overall simulation. Volunteers can track their contributions on the Folding at Home website, which makes volunteers' participation competitive and encourages long-term involvement. It's like, hey, how many work units have you achieved? And so forth. Folding at Home is one of the world's fastest computing systems. Get a load of this. With heightened interest in the project as a result of the 2019-2020 coronavirus pandemic, the system achieved a speed of approximately 768 petaflops, or 1.5 x86 exaflops at March 25th, 2020, so last Wednesday, making it the world's first exaflop computing system. This level of performance from its large-scale computing network has allowed researchers to run computationally costly atomic level simulations of protein folding thousands of times longer than formerly achieved. Since its launch on the 1st of October 2000, the PAND lab has produced 223 scientific research papers as a direct result of folding at home. Results from the project simulations agree well with experiments. So basically, this is doing out on this massive network. As I mentioned to you before, Leo, that the sum of processing power by the world's top 7 fastest supercomputers is less than the current power of the folding at home network. Since February, the folding at home the community has been working on the computationally heavy work of finding out how the COVID-19 virus protein binds to cells. When the outbreak was picking up steam, the Folding at Home project asked for volunteers to donate their computers' unused computational power to help accelerate the open science effort to develop new life-saving therapies. As part of a collaboration of multiple laboratories around the world. Folding at Home says, get this, there's been a roughly 1,200% increase in contributors, with 400,000 new members signing up in the past 2 weeks. So I would imagine the listeners of this podcast will probably be responsible for another serious jump in that number. Due to the project basically being swamped recently, the Folding at Home researchers are working to generate enough work for this massive influx of new processing power to tackle. They indicated that there might be a bit of downtime, that is, like people would be looking and their Folding at Home cycles were not being sucked up while new simulations are being set up. They wrote, they said, usually your computer will never be idle, but we've had such an enthusiastic response to our COVID-19 work that you will see some intermittent downtime, meaning lack of use of the resources that you are making available, as we sprint to set up more simulations. Please be patient with us. There is a lot of valuable science to be done, and we're getting it running as quickly as we can. So I would say a very worthwhile effort for those of us who leave machines on and unattended while we're not using them. Let it download little work packets of computational biology to perform, and then get that work done and send the results back to them. We'll all be doing our share. Basically, a mathematical biological laboratory.